Hello, everyone. Welcome to Podcast. This is your podcast where we discuss all things agronomy and agriculture production. I'm your host, Jelan Zimba. And today, I'm excited to be joined by my guest. His name is Mr. John Mutenge. He's an agronomist here in Zambia, well experienced agronomist. So, and we are going to have a very discussion. Our discussion today will be on tomato production. As you all know, that tomato is one of the profitable business a farmer can do, but it needs a lot of experience and good management. So, just to help you, my viewers today, we'll go through step by step on how to achieve a successful field of tomatoes. And I'll just allow my guest to give us a little bit of his background, just to introduce himself so that you can get to know him better. Mr. John, welcome to Podcast, and please introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Jelan. John Michelo Mtenge is my name, and I've worked for quite a number of agricultural companies, and basically as an agronomist. And I've been doing agronomy work for over 20 years now.
Yes.
So it places me, I think, in a good position, and agriculture has been my life. So thank you again, Jelan, and I would like to welcome the viewers as well as the listeners to this program. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. John, for that powerful introduction. And I thought in our last conversation or episode, we were discussing on soil nutrition. So I thought we should start with a very important crop, very profitable, but it needs a lot of careful management, good management. So to start with, what one thing a farmer should consider to have a good crop, just from the seedling size?
Thank you very much, Jelan, once more. Basically, soil is the growing medium for plants generally here in Zambia. I know we've got other avenues such as water, where we practice hydroponics.
Mm.
Then we've also got air layering, where we grow crops like in the air.
Yes.
But generally, the most affordable and most available media is soil. So basically, your soil has to be of good quality to start with, and it has to be prepared very, very well. If you are
Okay.
going to have a very good crop, the beginning or the onset is very crucial. Okay? So if the soil is correct for that crop, then everything else falls in place. I know there are other issues that come on the way,
Yes.
but the initial stage is very, very crucial. The soil has to be very good in terms of nutrient balance, in terms of preparedness, as in where you prepare the soil. Different crops, of course, will require different ways of preparation.
Okay.
Okay, so tomato being a horticultural crop, it requires a soil which is well prepared in terms of soil size. It has to be broken down, and the nutritional balance should be very well, such that where necessary, soil tests have to be done for recommendations
Okay,
on the
yes.
nutritional part
Okay.
need to be given. You can't just give nutritional recommendation without soil testing.
Okay.
So it's very important to have the soil sampled, tested at the labs, and then the recommendations are given. Then from there, a farmer is able to know what sort of nutrient requirements will be necessary. That will be now in form of fertilizers to apply, when and at what time. for the
Okay.
crop.
All right. So you mentioned actually. Thanks very much for that response. So you mentioned that on soil nutrients, like you need to know which nutrients are required for tomatoes. So would you kindly help us, like the most important nutrients that a farmer should make sure that they are adequate in the soil before even start planting the tomatoes?
Very good question.
Yes.
Of course, soil nutrients are in different categories. We've got what we call the macro elements as well as the micro elements.
Yes.
So the macro elements, these are elements which are required in large quantities, just like the term says, macro. Then micro are required in small quantities. So we've got uh, the macronutrients, which are nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur. Those are macro. They are required in huge quantities. However, for tomatoes, I would also insist that calcium should not be left out.
Okay.
Tomatoes normally suffer a condition if they lack calcium in good levels. So deliberately for this topic, I would like to insist that calcium also be given some space
Okay.
whenever they are considering quantities of certain nutrients in large quantities to be applied.
Okay. So actually on that one, like from your experience, what are the most common mistakes that farmers make when it comes to nutrition program on tomatoes? What are the common mistakes that farmers usually make?
Okay, that's a very good one. Tomatoes are sensitive to certain nutrients.
Yes.
Even when the nutrients are macro, okay, it does not necessarily mean that they have to be pushed in so much. The best is to split or apply them in minimal quantities.
Okay.
Okay, because the crop may not want them in large quantities at the same time.
Yes.
So the nutrients will be required in small quantities over a long period of time.
Okay.
I'll give you an example.
Yes.
Some farmers will push in nutrients like nitrogen
Yes.
at once in large quantities. That nutrient may not help the crop as per requirement.
Okay.
What will happen is the crop will grow vegetative at the expense of fruiting. And then the fruit quality also is compromised. When I say compromised, we talk about things to do with shelf life. The produce won't have good shelf life.
Okay.
And again, the crop itself becomes vulnerable when there's too much nitrogen. It becomes vulnerable to disease pressure.
Yes.
Okay? So those are some of the mistakes. A
Yes.
crop will look very good.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Actually, that reminds me. I've seen it, like in the field here. I've seen it where a farmer, especially the small scale farmers, they believe that the more they apply nitrogen, the more yield, because them they'll see the flowering. I mean, they'll see the vegetation. They'll be like, okay, well, they're expecting higher yield. Meanwhile, like you have mentioned, it's not the case. Yeah. Okay. So we have talked on nutrition. What of irrigation? Because irrigation is also one of the most cardinal things when it comes to tomato production. You need to be prepared. I mean, you need to have enough water. So, can you just advise the viewers there, like what they need to do when preparing for irrigation? What things they should consider?
Very good one, and most important as well. Irrigation basically refers to the supply of water to crops. You know, crops mostly take up nutrients through the roots, and they have to pick up the nutrients in a dissolved form,
Yes.
of which water becomes now the carrier for the nutrients through the roots into the plants.
Yes.
Okay, so now the water application should be scheduled.
Okay.
When I say scheduled, you don't need to apply water all the time,
Yes.
and you don't need to starve the crop.
Yes.
The crop needs to be given the right amount of water at the right time. Now, when you do that, one, of course, you save other costs.
Yes.
You say pumping costs, they are saved, number one. Number two, you save water. Number three, you also give the crop a chance to pick up oxygen or air in the soil.
Yes.
Because as long as the soils are consistently wet, air circulation in the soil for the roots is a bit of a challenge, because the water displaces the air.
Okay.
So now you need space for air in the soil.
Okay.
Okay. Then the other point is when the soils are consistently wet, microorganism growth is rapid. As long as it's coupled with good temperatures, it means the environment is conducive for the proliferation of some of the notorious microorganisms like bacteria, fungi,
Yes.
and so on, which cause diseases. So those are some of the challenges that farmers will face, but some of them don't understand that, and it's very important to learn to irrigate the crop accordingly.
Okay, so just on that one, to help our viewers, especially those who are beginners or planning to get into tomato production, so what amount of water is required for a plant? For example, for a person who is using drip irrigation, because it's one of the recommended way of irrigating tomatoes. So, what's the amount, or how many hours should one irrigate? Maybe that will help.
Okay, that's a good one. I'll be very honest with you,
Yes.
you and the viewers. I may not have the specific quantity of water to irrigate per plant or per given field. I may have to go refer back to the books and so on. However, different irrigation equipment is calibrated for different crops. So even when the farmer, for example, is going to buy a drip irrigation kit,
Yes.
they have to specify the crop. To say, oh, the crop is tomato. The tomato variety is, for example, indeterminate or determinate.
Yes.
Then they'll be given a drip system which will be able to deliver, for example, 4 liters of water in maybe 3 hours of dripping. Okay? Roughly somewhere there.
Okay. All right. At least that helps to guide our viewers out there. So you mentioned about 2 varieties. Clarify on that one.
Okay, that's a very good question. Now, when we talk about indeterminate varieties,
Yes.
when we talk about indeterminate varieties, we are talking about those varieties which grow tall.
Okay.
They will grow as high as 2 meters
Yes.
in height. Those are indeterminate varieties. So now, since they grow tall, they become massive. So requirement for water, requirement for nutrients is equally high, because they need to support their stature. Okay?
Yes.
When we talk about determinate varieties, we are talking about short varieties which will grow maybe a meter, sometimes not even a meter, maybe 75 centimeters, 50 centimeters and below.
Yeah.
And mostly they are open pollinated varieties. Okay? In short, when I say open pollinated varieties, they are non-hybrids. They are not hybrids.
Okay.
Generally, though we have a few which are hybrids, but they are short. Okay.
Yes.
But generally, when you go back to the market, most of the short ones are most of the short indeterminate varieties, they are non-hybrids.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. That's very loud and clear. So, would you advise which variety for example, for one who's about to start this business after watching this podcast? Would you advise like which variety is the best between the two?
Yes. I would advise. In a nutshell,
Yes.
farmers, for example, who don't have anyone to guide them so close, I would advise them to go for open pollinated varieties because they are more hardy, or they are more um, resistant to adverse conditions, say
Okay.
disease pressure, adverse conditions in terms of weather. They stand a better chance than most of the hybrids.
Okay.
Of course, with the breeding systems in the world, in the new world, we have some varieties that are very good that even farmers who are starting can still try on.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, that's interesting. Very good insights on tomato production. So, the other thing which is very important is pest management. What are the common pests that attacks tomatoes, and how can we, if it means prevent them, or how can we control them? Yeah. So just take us through on the common pests that usually attack tomatoes.
Very good one. For this one, I'll emphasize,
Yes.
and I would encourage farmers never to leave out the crop protection side. You can grow a crop. The moment you think you are now going to harvest, then pests set in. Then that's the worst disaster. Imagine you've spent
Money.
like maybe
Yeah.
50% of the investment, and then pests come in and wipe out the whole crop. That's the worst disaster you can you could be facing.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, in simple terms, I'm encouraging all the farmers growing tomatoes to make sure they've got a crop protection program around.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, the most common and devastating pests at the moment that are around are tomato leaf miner,
Yes.
which we call
Tuta.
Tuta absoluta.
Yes.
Okay. That one is a nuisance. Okay. We've got the popular nematodes. Okay.
Yes.
Root knot nematodes. They really devastate crops. Okay.
Yeah.
Including tomato and its family mates. When I say family mates, crops that are in the same family as tomatoes,
Okay.
they are all vulnerable to root knot nematodes. So they really need to pay attention to such. So when transplanting, it's just important that they treat the soil. One.
Okay.
Two.
So that's for nematodes.
For nematodes,
Yes.
yes. Then secondly, they can even do follow-up sprays where necessary, just to make sure nematodes don't come back. Okay. Then thirdly, the other sprays, which will include Tuta absoluta, which they can spray on the foliage, they are very, very important. Then we also have the bollworms, which now damage the actual fruit. Very, very, very important.
Okay.
Okay. So if any of these three are covered, probably these other insects will fall in place. Okay. Of course, we also have aphids, we have jacids and all that.
Yes.
But those sometimes can be covered up through the spraying of, when you're spraying the Tuta absoluta, when you're spraying bollworms, they may be catered for. But then aphids transmit viruses. Okay?
Yes.
So you don't want a crop that is virus, because it will not produce anything. I know viruses for the next maybe topic or something like
Yeah. Okay. So actually, that brings me to uh, the issue of buying seedlings, because also I feel that is very important. I remember a few weeks ago, actually, I was in Kasisi area around there. So one farmer told me, I have seedlings. Yes, would you actually at my farm? Would you want to let's plant tomatoes? Have some seedlings. Let's go. You see them, and when I went to see them, they were just planted in his fields, and the seedlings were already attacked with diseases and insects. So I was like, why should I get these seedlings and plant there? Then from the start, I'll start struggling with diseases. So maybe you can just advise the farmers the importance of having quality seedlings.
Thank you so much. We say prevention is better than cure.
Yes.
Okay. So now you can imagine at seedling stage, you're already fighting pests and diseases.
Yes.
How much are you going to spend by the time the crop starts yielding?
Yeah.
Most of your monies will have gone in on pests and disease fighting, such that part of your profits will have already been taken out, which you would never want to face.
Yes.
So buying of high quality seedlings, I would say, should just be cardinal, not compromised. That one should be cardinal, should be very, very important. So even the seedlings themselves should be grown in very good quality media, okay? Like growing media which you buy, because that one is normally disease free, it's normally insect or free, normally nematode free. Even when you are getting those seedlings, you are sure they are of high quality.
Okay.
Like I said initially, the basic stage of growing a tomato crop is very important. So once you miss it there, then problems ensue. And that's the worst thing you'd want to face.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's very important to get quality seedlings.
Correct.
Not just the neighbors planted somewhere and you pick them. Actually, what happened to that particular person? So my other neighbor got the seedlings, planted it, and say quite a good portion. Almost half a hectare. They planted. Few days, I think, when I was passing through there, I found that they have removed the crop because it wasn't growing. It was infested with kind of diseases and everything. So they are planting a different crop. But you can imagine that was after applying fertilizers. They even tried to apply chemicals and what. But today they have planted a different crop, which is a loss. So like you have mentioned, it's very important to go for quality seedlings. Yes. Okay. So when it comes to diseases, what are the common diseases that attack tomatoes, and how can one prevent those diseases?
Good one.
If we can go maybe disease by disease.
Okay, very good. The most popular diseases around are blights.
Okay.
The early blight, which will be noticed by seeing what we call concentric rings on the leaves. Okay. So you have got big brown spots on the leaves with concentric rings. When you try to reflect the spot against the sun, you see some shiny rings on the spots. Then it's confirmed early blight. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So that one sets in a little bit early, and then there's also late blight, which whose symptoms rather are the leaves having brown patches on the edges and then extending inwards. Okay. Yes, and then that one can be so devastating within a short period of time, as opposed to the early blight. You'll find that if it's during rain season, the crop will have no leaves on it, but just the stem. By February, there will just be a stem and fruits here and there.
Everything
will have gone.
Wow.
sometimes what happens is when you buy substandard seedlings, they come with a disease,
Okay.
and then you introduce it on your farm.
Yes.
So we are still going back to the same thing of buying high quality seedlings.
Okay. Yes.
Apart from blights, there are diseases such as fruit rots,
Yes.
where your fruit just turns
So
black.
how can one prevent blights?
For blights, you need to have your preventive spray program on, where
Okay.
you've got preventive fungicides.
Yes.
Just to mention a few: metalaxium, mancozeb combinations. We've got chlorothalonil. We've got copper oxchloride.
Yes.
Just to mention a few. Of course, the list goes on,
Yeah.
and it's quite big.
Yes.
So just to mention a few. So we try as much as possible to have a spray program to prevent the diseases.
Okay.
So now we prevent diseases by encouraging farmers to spray weekly, so that we don't have the disease setting in. Okay. Now we also have the notorious diseases like the rots, which I mentioned briefly. They will also be covered. Okay, fruit rots. And then we've also got root diseases. Okay.
Yes.
The root diseases are a problem and mostly come in, especially when we have flooding in the fields.
Okay.
Okay, like the root rots.
Yes.
Sometimes we've got bacterial wilt. Sometimes we face fusarium wilt. Those are challenges which, if a farmer survives or the crop survives then they are fortunate. Otherwise, we sometimes encourage farmers just to uproot them,
Okay.
because bacterial infections are a problem and bactericides are not so common. We
Cannot be controlled once
they set in. They will be suppressed. Suppression will be there. We've got bactericides, but it's 50-50.
Okay.
Yes.
So, but for prevention, how would one prevent completely especially the bacteria?
Yes. I for one encourages the fungicides that we are supposed to use as curative. We bring them in as the crop progresses.
Okay.
Okay. Initially, we have purely preventive fungicides at the initial stages, but as the crop progresses in terms of growth, you are now going to start harvesting, and it's almost maturing and all that. At that point, I encourage farmers to go in maybe with curative fungicides if they can afford, just to try and make sure their produce is clean of disease and they're able to get their money.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So what I get here is tomato requires a specific program, crop protection program, very important.
Yes.
Also, even a nutrition program, very important.
Correct.
You need to have these in place before you even buy the seedlings.
Correct.
Yes.
Same as pesticides in terms of insecticides as well.
Okay. Because tomato is a very sensitive crop, actually, which needs serious good management. You miss it, you make a big loss. But you do it right, it gives very profitable again. But I've also observed what could be the causes of when it's the plant has started flowering, but you see the flowers start dropping. What could be what are the causes, and how can one prevent that and or controlled?
Okay. That one is mostly caused due to some nutritional imbalance, where the boron application was not done accordingly. So in short, it's a sign that a crop may be lacking a boron nutrient.
Okay.
So the farmer needs to push in enough quantities of boron. If possible, maybe incorporate the boron in the spraying program, especially that boron is not picked up in large quantities. So farmers can apply it as a foliar.
Okay.
periodically, maybe every fortnight.
Okay.
Yes. So you face dieback mostly due to deficiency in boron. So you
Okay.
lose flowers. Flowering is poor
Mm.
because of boron deficiency.
Okay. So for those for the beginners, like what's the importance of having enough flowers? Just for the beginners, I know a lot of people may watch this, and others they have never grown, or they have never been into farming, so they'll just want to know, like, okay, why do I need flowers?
Very, very interesting. I'm saying very interesting because the moment you maintain the flowers, they are the same ones that end up.
Giving you fruits.
They are the fruits.
Yes.
That is an early stage of a fruit.
Mm.
It's like, I don't know how I can put it, an embryo
Mm.
which now
Develops
into
a fruit.
into a fruit or something. So it's an early stage of the fruit. So the moment you lose flowers, then you know you are counting your lost fruits.
Okay.
The moment you keep your flowers, then you know you are keeping the fruits, or you're already counting the fruits to be on the tomato plants.
Okay. Then the other thing that I've observed on tomatoes is you have a good fruit like this, but before it ripes, it starts cracking. What causes that? And how can that be prevented?
Very good. Very good one. Fruit cracking basically is very much related to the amount of water that the crop picks from the soil.
Okay.
So it's mostly a lot to do with your irrigation pattern. So when your irrigation is erratic, the crop is not receiving enough water. It causes fruit cracking. What happens is, because of the dryness, the fruit skin or the rind tends to be hard. Then all of a sudden the crop is given water.
Yeah.
More than enough. So the crop will try to compensate by picking up a lot of water.
Yes.
Without realizing the fruit cannot hold too much water because of the hard skin. So it fails to extend. When the skin fails to extend, the next thing is just to rupture, and then the cracks.
Okay.
Then you have the fruit cracking.
Okay.
So in short, irrigation has to be consistent. Like I said, I think at the initial stage.
Yes.
The stage.
Yes.
Not today, the crop is irrigated in full. Tomorrow, a quarter or half. Fruit cracking will never end. So the crop needs to be given water adequately. One point I should mention to you. Most farmers, okay?
Yes.
If they were irrigating a crop after transplanting, maybe opening the drip lines for an hour, because they are now taking care of very young plants which don't need too much water. Okay. As the crop grows, they forget to adjust. They keep giving the crop 1 hour of water.
Yes.
But the crop is growing and it's needing more water, which is just, directly proportional.
Yes.
To say, okay, someone young will eat little. As that person grows, they will require more food. Okay?
Yeah.
So they forget to do that, and it lands them into problems. When you educate them, that's when they realize, we haven't been giving the crop enough water. They now just turn on the water like, I don't know. Then initially the crop, as it tries to adjust, you will face the cracking. Then once the crop stabilizes, then the cracking stops.
Okay.
So consistent watering is cardinal.
I think my conclusion is tomato is a very sensitive crop. And for those actually, those we call weekend farmers, those who are in employment and they only visit the farms over the weekend, I think for tomato, you just need to engage someone full time, because it needs a lot of attention. You just need to engage someone full time to be checking on the crop. And you provide such a service, not so?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Maybe even as we proceed, you can just give out your number so that those who want to call you or reach out to you, they can easily reach out to you and access your services. Yeah.
Okay. My phone number is 0977
Mm.
Maybe I can repeat it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
0977
Mm.
820559.
Okay, so you have heard. If you want to access his services, call that number and he'll be available for you because tomato is a very sensitive crop. It needs just an expert, an agronomist to be visiting the farm or the field like every day. And one thing that we didn't actually discuss is the issue of scouting. How important is scouting? Because that's why a lot of people miss it. I mentioned of weekend farmers where like they'll just be calling on phone, calling the farm worker. Oh, have you done this? Have you done that? And the farm worker will be busy responding. Oh, yes, we sprayed. Meanwhile, actually, maybe the chemical is being sold somewhere. You go there, you are very disappointed. Meanwhile, you have invested a lot of money. So how important is scouting? And the scouting should be done by an expert actually. Yes.
Basically, scouting is like trying to notice what is coming ahead. Okay, so it's just important that scouting is regularly done.
Yes.
For a farmer to be prepared of maybe the worst. Okay, ahead. So it would be very good for scouting to be done, say, weekly. Okay, if the farmer is maybe too busy to do scouting or
Yes.
conduct scouting, they can as well buy traps
Okay.
for these notorious pests like tuta absoluta
Yes.
or boems. Then they set them, on the fields at various points. The moment they come, maybe after a week, to come and check on what's happening, they're able to find trapped pests, and then they're able to do their counting and conclusions in terms of the numbers. Then they'll have an idea. So, oh, we have so many tomato leaf miner moths which have been trapped.
Yes.
So it means now we should prepare or buy maybe more pesticides for such, or prepare more against such. Okay. For diseases, I'm afraid they might have to go around, of which we can always guide them how to conduct the scouting.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
On the field. So scouting is very important. It looks like, it's nothing, but it really helps for the farmer to plan ahead.
Okay.
And there is no wasting of time, as in trial and error, where they say, oh, let's try to spray this or that. But then when you scout, you get the actual answer, and you are able to apply the exact required solution.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Scouting is very important.
Yes.
Okay. So what are the other thing, like maybe a lot of farmers don't pay attention, is on post-harvest losses? Or do such thing happen like in tomato production? And what's your advice if such thing happen?
Yes, they do. However, I would want to take you a little bit back. Just a quick note to farmers.
Okay.
Pruning is very important.
Very important, yes.
If the crop is bushy, when I say bush, it has got 100 branches. It will have 100 branches and only have a few fruits. So now, the crop will be pumping more food into maintaining the branches,
yes,
as opposed to producing the fruit. So tomato normally is best when you have maybe 3 main branches, and then okay, the rest will be reasonable, and then you have a lot of fruits, other than having 10 branches. Okay.
Yes.
Now, coming to the question that you've just asked, post-harvest losses.
Yes.
Post-harvest losses come in especially if your fertilizer program was poor. You know, we talked about nitrogen. When your nitrogen application is a little bit too much, or is too much, the tomato quality, in terms of fruit quality, is compromised. The fruits won't have shelf life. That's number one. Number two, fruits that were attacked by disease or insects, obviously what will follow is a post-harvest losses. Thirdly, storage. The way we store our produce matters a lot. Poor storage may cause losses. How? When temperatures are too high, okay? The fruits end up ripening too quickly,
Yes.
becoming too soft before time, okay?
Yes.
Handling. You just throw tomatoes anyhow. They get bruises. Bruises become entry points for diseases, okay? And now when the disease set in, fruits will rot even before they reach the market. In short, the market value is reduced.
Okay.
So all those are points that we need to consider. Fruits have to be clean,
yes.
not to be wet, not to be dirty. The dirt carries fungi or microorganisms or bacteria in short.
Okay.
They need to be dry. Moisture also encourages growth of microorganisms like bacteria and fungi, which can start attacking the stored produce. So all those post-harvest techniques that can keep the produce safe, as long as they are taken care of.
All right. Wow. Thanks very much. That's quite interesting. I'm sure our viewers out there, you have learned a lot of things. We have one segment, we call it Myth Buster. There are a lot of myths surrounding the tomato production. So you just tell me whether it's a fact or it's a myth. So I'll just read the myth, then you tell me whether it's a fact or a myth. Okay, so the more nitrogen fertilizer you apply, the higher the tomato yield.
It's just a myth. Actually, it's the other way around.
Okay.
Too much nitrogen makes the crop vegetative at the expense of fruiting.
Okay. All right. The other one is if tomato wilt, they always need more water. Is that a fact or a myth?
No, it's a myth as well.
Okay.
Actually, it encourages disease growth in the soil. You remember we mentioned something like moisture encourages microorganism growth.
Yes.
And that encourages growth of microorganisms like fungi, bacteria, and the related organisms, which cause diseases to roots and the crop at large.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. The last one. Preventive fungicide spraying is a waste of money.
Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would comfortably say prevention is better than cure.
Yes. Yes.
I remember some farmers, who would they would grow a crop of tomato.
Yes.
Just using preventive fungicides like mancozeb and copper oxchloride.
Yes.
Now, when you read carefully on most of the labels for these fungicides, the guidance is that you have to make, or rather do, a full cover spray.
Okay.
When we say full cover spray, we are guiding farmers to spray all the surfaces on the plant.
Yes.
No surface should remain uncovered, because it becomes the entry point for diseases. Okay? So some farmers will just grow a crop using preventive fungicides, and yet they'll still sell a crop, and in the middle of the rain season, when we have high pressure of diseases.
Yes, diseases.
Okay?
Yes.
For your information, some farmers may not know. Mancozeb, some farmers will tell you the fruits that are grown on a crop that has been treated with mancozeb more often will have a stronger skin or rind, which is true. Mancozeb also supplies manganese on the crop.
Okay.
It has some manganese. That man is from manganese. Then the
Oh,
Z is zinc.
interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Wow,
So
interesting.
just in case some viewers or farmers didn't know that, Mancozeb also supplies nutrients.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Just like I would encourage them also to also include the wettable sulfur, because sulfur also comes in as a nutrient
Okay.
besides fungicide action.
Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm sure we have learned a lot. We have learned a lot. Mr. John, as we are closing, what advice would you give our viewers out there concerning tomato production?
A tomato production business is quite lucrative, and consistency is very important.
Yes.
You know what pains the most is because the tomato box is at 500 kwacha today.
Yes.
Then tomorrow you also have to put up a crop. By the time your crop is ready, the box is at 50 kwacha. It's really
discouraging, actually.
I don't even know the best term to use. Thank you so much. I don't know the best term to use.
When few months ago your friends were selling at 500,
500.
you go there, you find it at 20 kwacha,
20
40
kwacha, a
kwacha.
box.
Oh.
It's sometimes it's very important to grow a crop extensively, all seasons, in short.
Okay.
Every part of the year you grow the crop,
Yes.
so that you understand the dynamics in terms of prices,
Yeah.
the supply, and other things. Not only grow a crop because
When you
your
have
neighbor
heard that
he's selling at 500 kwacha a box. No,
yeah.
learn the dynamics.
Yeah,
Otherwise you can never go wrong when it comes to growing tomatoes. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, actually, that's very true. But I would emphasize that in terms of management, if you are not very sure, or if you are busy with work, you can still grow tomatoes, but just engage an expert who will be helping to manage that crop. I think that's also very important.
Very true, very true. I know when it comes to animal production, we call veterinarians most
Yes.
of the time, more often. But when it comes to crop production, people take it, it's easier. But I can assure you, if you mean business, consultancy is very important. Consult, engage. Companies these days are so many. People who are freelance, there are so many. You can always see which one is best for you.
Yes.
Results have to show. So if you really want to get some good money out of it, go for it.
Yeah.
And engage the right people. End of story.
Okay. Thank you very much, viewers. Thank you for watching our today's episode. I personally have learned a lot. Please, if you have also learned something from this episode, I encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow our Facebook page, Agriweb Podcast. Please, for now, see you next time. Bye.